Okay, for activity 6.2, I want to start by looking at this image of a graph comparing fuel efficiency of a car to its weight. We did compare fuel efficiency and car weight earlier in this unit, so this is an old graph or an old scatter plot. But when we look at this, think for a minute about what you notice. What is happening to the fuel efficiency as the car weight is increasing? Take 10 seconds by yourself to think about, as my car weight is increasing, what is happening to my fuel efficiency? So hopefully you see that the fuel efficiency is decreasing as your car weight is increasing. So we have a negative association. Our slope would be negative, okay? You're going to be doing that exact same thing with the graphs in 6.2. So we have this graph, and this graph. So I'm on pages 44 here and 45 here. And then you're going to use these three statements to describe each of the three graphs. Now, you do not have to use each statement once. You could not use a statement and use one of the statements twice, okay? So you don't have to use each of these three statements. But for each of the scatter plots, you're going to say, for these data, as blank increases, blank tends to increase, blank tends to decrease, or that blank and blank do not appear to be related, okay? So you're going to do that for this graph. As what is increasing, does it seem like this is increasing or decreasing? As this is increasing, is this increasing or decreasing? As this is increasing, is this increasing or decreasing? Okay, so take 3 minutes by yourselves and then 2 minutes with your table to answer those questions. I'll have a timer on the screen, and then pause this video once that 5 minutes is up, come back, and we'll go over it together. Okay, so we should have gotten for price and mileage that as the car mileage increases, the price tends to decrease. So if we were to draw a line through this, it might look something like that. We have a negative association. As the mileage of the car is increasing, the value of the car is decreasing, which makes sense. You don't want to buy a car that's very expensive if it already has 100,000 miles on it, and a brand new car with no miles on it is going to be worth a lot of money. So that one makes sense. This second graph comparing price of a diamond and its weight in carats, we see that as the diamond weight is increasing, the price is also increasing. So if we were to draw a line, let's say my pencil is the line, we see that we have a positive association. As the weight is increasing, the price is also increasing, which makes sense because the bigger the diamond, the more expensive it's going to be, right? And then our last one, comparing energy consumed with the high temperature. My guess is, and I know I'm not there, but my guess is that many of you said there was no relationship between these two. But when we look at it, we do actually have a relationship. We see that as the temperature is increasing, the amount of energy consumed is also increasing. So even though this doesn't look as strong or doesn't seem to have as strong of a positive correlation as maybe this one did, it does still have a positive association. We just call this a weaker positive association, okay? So some questions that I have for you that I want you to think about, specifically about this graph. What might cause more energy consumption on a cool day? So we have what looks to be maybe an outlier right here. So the temperature is a little bit cooler, but this person is still using a lot of energy. So what could be some things that they did in their house that day that could cause the energy to increase other than just using air conditioning? Things such as laundry, doing their laundry, maybe they were using power tools inside. Those things could have caused them to have a higher consumption of energy, even though the temperature wasn't as high. And then what would cause a lower amount of energy being used on a high temperature day? So if we look maybe here, the temperature is almost 85 degrees, but they didn't use a lot of energy. So what could be a reason that they didn't use a lot of energy? It could be that they weren't at home. Maybe they weren't there to have the air conditioning on. Those are all definitely possibilities. Okay?